Rockford Public School board members met for the first time in the new year at Riverdale Elementary School. The board began early discussions to talk about the 2027 budget. WIFR's Miriam Niesmeyer attended the meeting as district leaders outline a projected multi-million-dollar deficit and approve next steps on major bond financing.
During the Committee of the Whole meeting, Rockford Public Schools financial officer told board members the district is projecting a more than $13 million budget shortfall for the 2027 fiscal year.
State funding still is unclear.
It's going to be kind of a two-pronged approach on how we're going to go about reducing spending for next year to close up that $13.7 million gap.
Greg Brown told administrators he's working through several scenarios and beginning to identify potential cost-saving options in the months ahead. The budget discussion comes as RPS 205 teachers and the district remain in contract negotiations.
Where is this money going?
Several teachers tell WIFR the financial uncertainty is already being felt inside schools.
I have to work a side hustle just to afford my life. And we just want to know, we've been up to the district office many times. They have espresso machines, they have lots of nice things going on, and we have kids at Westview who are reading in the basement. We're out of space. So we're outraged. We want to know where this money is going.
Board members also heard details about a proposed $50 million bond issue, which district leaders say would help fund ongoing projects like altering and reconstructing school buildings.
One is for working cash fund bonds and one is for health life safety bonds. Those together will generate $50 million worth of project funds to apply toward the capital improvement plan.
In Rockford, Miriam Niesmeyer, WIFR News.
RPS's chief financial officer says they'll have more budget discussions about the 2027 fiscal deficit at its next meeting on January 20th.